Now, ladies and gentlemen, I own Cyberpunk 2077. I went out of my way to find me a copy here. All right, I got it on the PlayStation 4. I got it on the PlayStation 4. PlayStation 4. But I've been playing a ton of the basic PlayStation 4 version. Now, I updated this to run on the PS5, and full disclosure, it runs at 60 frames per second, never a drop down. It is going to look sharp and toasty. Now, I haven't run this on the basic PlayStation 4, but from what I've heard and what I've seen out of other people streaming and covering the game, it runs, all right? And it runs admittedly okay for how dense and populated this game is. Every location you go to in Cyberpunk 2077 feels genuinely unique. When you look straight up below on the skyscrapers, the game looks jaw-dropping. And I'm not even playing with the maximum settings or ray tracing. I'm literally on PS4 Pro settings, brute force to 60 frames through the sheer power of the PS5. That's all I'm doing. It is an impressive game. It's a very pretty, very detail-rich game. I deleted the game, reinstalled the original 1.0 version, and it is totally playable. On normal difficulty, everything was fine, things were balanced, everything was okay. And that's what really sets it apart. Not only is the city immersive, not only does it have a million vendors for you to explore, different kinds of vendors, a million gangs, different police response times, because there is actually a full police wanted system as well. Because there is actually a full police wanted system as well. But it also has the level of density and the level of choice that it offers players to tackle any opportunity the way that they want. Once the city opens up, once you really get into the meat of the storyline, you'll realize that yes, it does give you a lot of choice. Yes, the side quests themselves play a lot into the actual main storyline, and they do a lot to really flesh Night City and the world around you. The game is very, very deep in its lore, but not only that, it plays really well into the actual side quests, the everything. This game takes the entire Deus Ex franchise that I love, and it's not only like a good callback to it, but it's a good evolution of that franchise into what is modern day open world design. This is without a doubt a decent game. This will be a buggy mess. It has crashed more than any PS4, PS5 game so far. The game will have some game-breaking bugs in that like patch period between launch and when the discs were printed, I guess. Like patch 1.02 had like 3 game-breaking bugs for me, but I'm pretty sure CD Projekt Red put those bugs in there intentionally. Again, this is purely my theory to prevent people who have the game early from like leaking the entire game storyline. Understandable. Original 1.0 version of the game actually plays just fine there, but again, full reminder, this is a very large and very detailed dense world. That much should be just understood. And it meets my expectations above and beyond. I think it's great. I think my expectations, the expectations I set have been matched. If you're a fan of Deus Ex, you're going to fucking love Cyberpunk 2077.
And then the game dropped. Now, of course, it's no state secret that Cyberpunk 2077 had about as much lies as an average Bethesda release. Ladies and gentlemen, the game launched in an absolutely terrible state. But for a game that released on the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, it was without a doubt one of the biggest embarrassments and straight up scams at the time. When they showcased original PlayStation footage of cars driving around at the speed of 10 miles an hour, it made sense, because if you played this game on a PlayStation 4 at launch, you'd realize driving your car past 20 miles an hour would cause the game to freak out. It was a game that had a lot of bugs, a lot of crashes would constantly happen, and thankfully I have 1.0 footage of the game where the game is absolutely running horribly. What was printed on that initial disc is actually a showcase as to how much a company can lie and get away with it.